it feels like it's getting tougher and tougher every single day. My body is just, I don't know, it's trying to handle it and struggling. Hey guys, it's Maggie and I am back today, and this week we are a little over 30 weeks pregnant, which still feels insane because I found out I was pregnant at 3.5 weeks. So it just feels like time is continuing to fly. I'm kind of waiting for it to slow down, and it hasn't really felt like it's slowed down quite yet. It may start too soon though, because I am getting quite uncomfortable. I don't know if it's my height or because I have a short torso, or just, you know, multiple surgeries, or maybe a combo of all of the above. But it's definitely getting a little bit tougher to do things, which is really frustrating when you're starting to get near the end of pregnancy and you want to get a whole bunch of stuff done. So I'll go into more detail in just a moment, but I do want to thank today's sponsor, Element. You know, they've been around this whole pregnancy and well before that. Element is my favorite zero sugar electrolyte, which is so important to me because sugar always makes me not feel great. So I don't drink a lot of sugary beverages. This being zero sugar, no gluten, no artificial colorings, no extra stuff that you don't need. It means the most to me, and it's got 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 of potassium, and 60 of magnesium, which I always tell you, to me, feels like the perfect mixture of electrolytes. This is what helps me feel continuously good. It's what keeps me hydrated, and hydration is something that is so important to me with my ostomy. It's something that a lot of people with ostomies or even just GI disorders struggle with. They're super convenient too because they come in these little single serving packets. This is what I'm throwing into my hospital bag when when it's time for labor, for both myself and my husband because he loves them as well. We're taking these along, and we also have been loving the sparkling waters, especially Zach. I think this is his favorite. They're convenient to take on the go, they're delicious, and they contain the same electrolytes as the packets. So if you're looking for a way to stay hydrated, get your electrolytes in, avoid the fatigue and the headaches that you can get with dehydration, because a lot of people experience dehydration, I highly recommend Element. It's the way that I've been doing it for over a year now, and they are kindly offering a 8 single serving packet free sample along with any order by going to drinkelement.com/LetsTalkIBD. That's drinkelement.com/LetsTalkIBD. It's the only way you can get this offer, so make sure to check the link in my description, and you can keep that sample for yourself, or you can give it to a salty friend. Thank you so much to Element for sponsoring this video. Okay, I feel like I just need to start off with the major symptom that has really been impacting the last couple of weeks, and I kind of mentioned it, but it is definitely geared up. You know, I thought that getting my rectum removed would make it not the subject on my brain, but man, I've been struggling with phantom rectum, and I've talked about it before. When you have the proctocolectomy surgery and you have the rectum removed, it's not uncommon to still feel like you have to go to the bathroom the old-fashioned way, and it's documented. You can Google it and see that other people have reported this, and there's different ways that you can handle it, but I had done okay with it. I feel like I made out fairly well. It was pretty strong after surgery as my body and my brain were kind of coming to terms that we didn't have that organ anymore, and it slowed down over time. And really all I did for it was I would sit on the toilet for a little bit and just I don't know, wait for the feeling to pass, and it has come back stronger than it's ever been. And I was kind of going back and forth in my head, is this Braxton Hicks? Is this some sort of practice contraction? But it really does not feel like that. It doesn't come in waves. It doesn't last for a few minutes. My stomach maybe tightens a little bit, but not really a whole lot. And it's really low down. And for those of you that still have the organ, it truly just feels like you really have to go. Like, you really need to get to the bathroom ASAP, except obviously nothing can happen because there's nothing there anymore. And it's like painful, and it's just continuous. So that has been popping up totally randomly. I thought maybe that doing too much activity was triggering it, and that doesn't seem to be the case. I have had just it randomly sprout up. It started this past weekend was I feel like the longest go of it was over 24 hours. I woke up in the morning, I was feeling okay, and within an hour I started to feel the pressure of like, God, I feel like I have to go to the bathroom. And it does seem to coincide with her movement. Like, I will feel her roll around, and it makes me wonder if she's rolling into a position where she's irritating the nerves. Like, maybe there's a bit of nerve damage down there, and she's irritating the nerves. And then I wound up having to spend all this time running back and forth to the bathroom, because that's what feels natural. But obviously nothing can happen, so then I tried lying down for a while, which helped a little bit, but as soon as you stand up again, it feels like she gets back into position and irritates the area. So I've just been doing the same things that I have been doing, hydrating really well, making sure I've got the element on board. I've been taking baths, just warm baths where really only my bottom is in the water, and trying to lie down. I have found at least one thing that gives me relief every time. It's just annoying to do, and I'm actually sort of doing it right now. I'm sitting on a stool. I'm sitting on this short stool on the ground, and I actually discovered it when I was letting the dogs outside, because we have a set of stairs that I will sit on sometimes. So I sat on the stairs one day when I was experiencing this, and I just like moved my legs open like this, and it gave me immediate relief. So I'm thinking maybe that helps with the positioning or something, or it gives me a little bit of relief from her pressing on the nerves. And I think it is her, because she will shift and I will have immediate relief for a few seconds, and then I'll feel her move back into the space, and it's irritating again. So it's just annoying, because I feel like my brain is going a mile a minute with all the things that I want to get done. Obviously, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to push myself too far. At the same time, I can't do anything when I feel like that. Like, I can't move. I couldn't cook dinner, so Zach was helping me with dinner. He has really helped so much when I have those days, and I don't have any warning of when they're going to happen. So it's just been a little bit frustrating. But thankfully, it resolved. I feel back to normal now. So on the days that are good, we're trying to do little walks around the neighborhood with our dogs, and I want to, obviously I'm not trying to do some crazy workout, but my doctor said it would be good to just work on endurance, because labor is a marathon, and you want to have some endurance when you go into it. So we've been trying to do little walks around the neighborhood, but I have been noticing that my feet swell when I'm on my feet for too long. Not crazy, not anything concerning, and obviously if I notice any sort of edema that is, just too much, I'll let the doctors know. And they've been checking everything anyway, checking my blood pressure and all that stuff, checking my urine, everything. They've been great about that. But yeah, I notice when I'm doing these walks, by the end, my feet are pretty sore. I have been wearing compression stockings. They don't seem to be doing a whole lot, I'll be honest with you. But I want to take the walk, and it's nice to get outside and do stuff. It's just annoying. So, I put my feet up for a little bit, and then I feel a lot better. So yeah, I feel like we've definitely turned a corner in terms of how the pregnancy is affecting my body. Like, it feels like it's getting tougher and tougher every single day. My body is just, I don't know. It's trying to handle it and struggling. I don't want to complain though. I want to make it clear, like, I'm so grateful to be pregnant and experiencing this, and it's still my favorite thing in the world, but it definitely is uncomfortable. So that's why I want to share what I'm experiencing, especially with the phantom rectum, because I didn't really expect that. And maybe I should have, because every time that I have my period or I ovulate or even if I have a UTI, the whole area gets irritated and I tend to have that phantom rectum feeling. So maybe I should have expected it with a growing baby inside of me. It's kind of funny too. I felt like in, week 20 to, 27 or 8, I don't know, I'm guesstimating there. It felt like every couple of days my belly was stretching. Like she would grow to the maximum size that she could, and then my belly would have to stretch to her, and that would happen every 4 days or so. I feel like, whew, we're really stretching today. Now it just sort of feels like that all the time. I feel like I can feel her too, especially when I feel a particular roll or a kick or something. I can poke in that area and be like, oh, that's her. Like, I'm touching her through my belly because it's hard. So that's really cool. And the movements definitely have transitioned to rolls. She still kicks every now and then, but it's definitely more of a like I'm a washer just tumbling the clothes. Like I said though, because we're getting towards the end and we're planning and trying to get stuff settled, I feel like I've entered the nesting mode where I want to scrub everything. I spent this weekend, which between my phantom rectum, I was like cleaning the door frames in the hallway down here, and scrubbing everything. I got a bunch of cleaning supplies to really get things done thoroughly. And that's when it gets frustrating that I start to experience these symptoms and I can't, like, I just have to sit down and rest. I can't do anything when your mind wants to do everything. And I know people just say, you just rest, listen to your body. What about my mind that's telling me you need to get stuff done? So that's been interesting, but Zach has been fantastic. This weekend I also wanted to work on our laundry room and really just, it's goofy, but pull out the washer and dryer, scrub the floor behind it, get everything really clean, clean out the dog crates and stuff, and just wash everything in there. And it was really hard to do, and I had to lay down in bed for a few hours, and I woke up to Zach pretty much done. Like, he worked on our washer and dryer, cleaned them out. We have hard water, so he was cleaning out them and like fixing things. And so I feel bad because he's doing everything and I'm not helping. So when I woke up, I helped where I could, and I brought a stool into the laundry room to help, like, so I could do stuff sitting down. That's been helpful. Another common thing that I started to experience, which thankfully it's not painful yet, I'll report back, a little bit of acid reflux because things are more relaxed and there's more pressure pushing upwards, especially like if I lean forward or if I reach forward like I'm lifting something off of the ground, I can feel stuff come up my throat. And, thankfully it doesn't feel like it's burned anything yet, and I've had acid reflux before. I've felt the burning. It hasn't gotten to that point yet, but yeah, I can only eat small amounts because there's not room for me to eat anymore. And if I move around too much afterwards, it comes up my esophagus and it's gross. It's like throwing up without the urge to throw up. It's just going. It's just doing it by itself. It's definitely been a glamorous experience, as you can tell. And I don't know, I'm sitting here, so let me see if I can turn and show you my belly. Yeah, she's growing. She's definitely growing. As you can see, I don't have the Esteem bag on. I still have to get samples or change my order. I'm using what I have right now, and I've been too dang lazy, honestly, to do a whole lot. This last bag change, I didn't even cut off the fabric border. I just didn't feel like it. I was like, I just want to slap on a new bag, and the bag that I had on previously had been on for a while, so I wanted to get it done in as few steps as possible. But yes, here's the belly. No stretch marks still. So I've been using that oil. There's still a lot of growing that's going to happen. She's probably growing her fastest now. I think she's over 3 pounds in there. She was nearing 3 pounds at my last OB appointment, and I have another OB appointment in 3 days which, oh my gosh, guys, it's been a week. It's been a week, I'll tell you. Yesterday, we were going to do our grocery shopping for the next couple of weeks, and we get in the car, and we start to drive, and we hear, my dang tire was flat, like completely flat. And Zach, obviously, we both noticed it, but Zach was like, we cannot drive. So we reversed it, got back into the driveway, and so now we're waiting for AAA today to tow my car, because it's just right down the road, and we have AAA anyway. It's easier to do it this way. So we're getting 2 new tires, an expense that we did not expect, but that's life. And yeah, so we didn't get groceries, so now I'm like going through the deep freezer. What can we have for dinner? Hopefully we get the car back though in time, because I do have a couple of appointments this week. I've got my OB, and then I've got my 3-hour glucose test at LabCorp. So that one is fasting, and I had some comments on my previous video like, oh, you should have cut out carbs, or you should have fasted. No, my doctor specifically said no fasting for the 1-hour glucose test. I know that some places do that, but I think it's becoming more common to not have to fast before the 1-hour one. A lot of people fail it, so I'm not concerned. It just is annoying that I have to do the 3-hour one. But what I found out was that I can do the 3-hour one at LabCorp instead of going all the way to the OB, because the OB is 40 minutes away. LabCorp is only like 10-15 minutes away. So I scheduled it for the earliest that I possibly could in the morning. That one is fasting. I looked up the instructions per LabCorp. You do not restrict your carbs. You don't do any of that the day before. In fact, they say get at least 150 grams of carbs per day, I think 3 days leading up to the test, something like that. So I'm just going to eat as I normally would, fast per the instructions, which was fast for 8 hours, and go take the test. My only concern is that I know this LabCorp is very convenient. The parking's convenient. I'm familiar with the people that work there, but they have not let me use the restroom before. And I'm pregnant. And I'm going to be drinking a lot of sugar. It's 100 grams of sugar this time. I'm concerned. So we're going to see. If they don't, then I will find somewhere local to go, because I don't think I'll make it 3 hours. I don't foresee that happening. I'm less worried about my ostomy, because I know I could handle that out in the car if like desperately needed. I could just take a bag off and pop a new one on. But yeah, I remember, what was it? Maybe it's because I was doing a stool test. They wouldn't let me do the stool test in their restroom. I was like, I have an ostomy, so I could if you allowed me to. And they said no. So we'll have to see. I'm not going to stress about it. It's in a pretty like commercial area, so I'm sure that I could find somewhere to drive to and go to the bathroom. I'm going to this one alone. I don't think it's necessary to drag Zach to this, especially since it's close by. If I don't feel good, I can sit in the car for a bit. I'll bring snacks and things like that for afterwards, but I don't think I can drink any water throughout, because that can alter your blood sugar a little bit. So yeah, that's the plan for this week. It's just really hoping that my car, we have my car back, because I don't know, I'm not taking an Uber. I'm not taking an Uber to my OB 40 minutes away, especially when Uber is not reliable out here. Like, none of the rideshare places are, it's hard. You have to schedule ahead of time, and then they wind up canceling on you, and it's a struggle. So that's where we are this week. Trying to get things done, and I've been coming up with my list, writing my notes in my phone app. Also took so many of your suggestions for what I'm packing in my hospital bag. I had some people say that back when they were pregnant, years ago, they just showed up to the hospital and did the thing and had the baby. That's not me. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to bring stuff. I'd rather be more comfortable and have a bag it was funny. Some people were like, you didn't pack enough, or you packed way too much. I'm packing for what makes me comfortable, and I think that's the most important message. Bring what makes you feel the best, that you think you're going to use. But there were some things like flip-flops to bring for the shower, and non-slip slippers, and snacks and stuff, which I added to my list. And somebody said, take a picture. I made a little sticky note that said all the things that I didn't want to pack right away, like a phone charger, because I use my phone charger daily. Take a picture of that list and where the items are. So that way, should Zach have to pack it on its own, like if I somehow wind up in the hospital first and he has to get things from home, he knows where to go. So that was a great idea. That was fantastic. I can definitely see, though, getting closer and closer to the end, that I will probably continue to get more and more uncomfortable and be really looking forward to having her here. Yeah. I don't want to come off as complaining. I am okay with every symptom or struggle of this, because this is just awesome that I get to experience it. But I do see how it's hard. I certainly do. And as you grow, I think we're gonna get a little bit more uncomfortable, huh? But that's okay. That's all right. That's my job, and your job's to grow. And you're just doing the best job. Okay. Well, anyways, that's 30 weeks. That's 30 weeks. We've graduated from the 20 weeks, which I was talking to Zach. I was like, man, I turned 20 weeks the week of Christmas, and it's crazy that it's already been another 10 weeks. Time is flying. We're in March. It's almost St. Patty's Day. Man. And we were also thinking about Easter. Easter's fairly late this year. It's like towards the end of April. I don't think we're going to be traveling for that. Normally we probably head down to Zach's dad's in like the Baltimore area, and I don't think that's probably a good idea. I think, I'll be like maybe 3 weeks away from delivery, or her estimated due date, so it's probably just better lay low, chill at home, have Easter here. Time is flying. It's crazy. Anyways, guys, I'll keep you updated on my OB appointment and the 3-hour glucose test. I definitely want to share about that. I had such a great outcome with the first one. Obviously, I didn't pass it, but I didn't feel bad either, other than I felt a little jittery, felt a little headachy the rest of the day, but my ostomy did amazing. Like, it did fantastic. So hopefully with double the sugar, we'll still be okay. I'll keep you updated on it, though. Thank you to Element again for sponsoring this video. Remember, go to drinkelement.com/LetsTalkIBD and you'll get your free 8 single serving packet sample with any order of Element. All right, guys. Whew. I might need help getting up. I'll see you in the next. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are looking for a way to help support my channel, consider liking this video or even subscribing. You can also check out my store at LetsTalkIBD.shop. I have stickers and hoodies like these guys over here, just related to chronic illness and inflammatory bowel disease, something fun. And I also have a coupon code for my YouTube watchers. You could also become a member of my channel, like the wonderful people scrolling on screen here. They've become a member and they have access to videos a little bit earlier. It's a great way to support my channel, and really, just watching my videos means the world. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next.